The 2014 movie The Maze Runner is based on the best-selling novel by James Dashner. It tells the story of Thomas, who wakes up in the middle of a clearing with no memories other than his name. A group of other teenage boys live there too, some for years already. A new member is sent to them every 30 days. The glade is surrounded by a massive maze that's inhabited by monstrous beings known as grievers.
We call them grievers. Of course, no one's actually ever seen one and lived to tell about it. I don't even know what they look like.
Thomas's life is turned upside down the second he wakes up in the glade. But the same thing happens to the rest of the guys, when for the first time ever, a girl gets sent to them. Right from the start of the film, the audience is really immersed in the sci-fi world, as it raises a lot of what would you do questions.
You know, something like that, I don't think one experiences ever, really, and you know, it's got to be insane. It's got to be really, really, really heavy.
What this movie explores is how people react in that situation. I think you have the guys who are willing to build a house there and settle down and accept their fate. And then you have the characters such as Thomas and Teresa who can't, who need to know why, and need to know who they are as human beings, and are willing to risk their lives for that.
The real freedom is through the maze, into the maze, and past those grievers. That's the real freedom. We're trapped in this Garden of Eden type place.
No one survives the night in the maze. They have to just forget about him.
The set of the glade was real. They actually built the whole thing. But before they did, they brought in snake wranglers to check the area. A smart move, as they found 25 venomous reptiles, including a 5-foot-long rattlesnake. When the place was finished, the actors were sent on a little boot camp prior to the shoot.
We camped in the glade, in the location, which was great fun. It was fantastic, and they had 2 Marines looking after us and making sure we didn't get into trouble, and we were just playing around on the film set and just having fun and getting to know our surroundings and also getting to know each other.
The Maze Runner was directed by first-timer Wes Ball. Quite an extraordinary feat for someone with so little experience.
The story really kind of starts when I made this little short film on my computer, basically, and put it out online, and it took a long time to get to that point where I could make that short, of course, but that's the thing that kind of got me the attention of the studios, essentially, and it was through that, talking through that film, this short called Room, which is kind of a much bigger story that I had planned. They gave me this little book called Maze Runner, which they were trying to figure out what to do with, and I kind of read it and had some initial ideas and told them what I wanted to do and showed them some artwork that I made really quickly, and they liked what they heard, and they gave me this job.
And in hindsight, they're probably glad they did, as Ball had a relatively small budget of only $34 million, but turned it into a film that looks like a big-time blockbuster. Also, it made back over 10 times the budget. So, the sequel arrived a year later. Finally, Part 3 has just been released, and we'll see more of that one right now. Like what you see? Subscribe to our channel for more exclusive clips.